response you're after?
Yeah, definitely. The response we're after, obviously, we spoke last week about the disappointment and the unacceptable nature of the last quarter last week, and then for the team to have a fantastic week internally in terms of the process of the review, and then to come out and implement that. I thought our leaders were brilliant, and I thought it was followed by all our younger boys, and that's exactly the sort of response that you want. And hopefully it's a building block to keep moving forward. I said last week that sometimes when you have outcomes like you had last week and the way that they happen, they need to become defining in what you do moving forward. Now, that's 1 week down. We've still got plenty of work to do, but we're really positive with the result.
How were your emotions after the game, after a tough week and then like that?
Yeah, I've said all along, it's not about me. It's about the footy team and the footy club. And, we think we've been building something throughout the year, without outcome. And sometimes that can be really tough for our supporters. It can be tough for people internally. But I'm really clear about what we're building and what we're trying to build and what we're trying to transition into. And I can see it unfolding, but we need to learn how we turn the process into outcome. And, today was a part of that, but we've still got work to do. But it's never about me. It's not about the coach. It's about the footy team and the footy club.
So it didn't worry you sort of during the week that your future sort of gets brought up? Or?
Not at all. No, I'm the coach of the Melbourne Footy Club. I'm proud to be able to do that. Clearly, I've got a clear plan. I'm well supported by the board in terms of where we're heading and what we're trying to achieve. And they also understand that sometimes when you're building something, that challenge will occur. And what happens is you ride the challenge, you have clarity, and you keep building.
You mentioned your senior players, like Max, Jack, led from the front today. Was that sort of almost what you expect from them, I suppose?
Yeah, they're warriors of the Melbourne Footy Club. They're proud leaders, and they were outstanding. Right from the setup early in the week about how we were going to review to what they drove, and then to come out and perform the way they performed. And it wasn't just those guys, but clearly they're the two key pillars of your footy team. But Ed Langdon, Christian Petrarca, Tom Sparrow. All the guys that, Trent Rivers is a leader of our footy club, and they all came out and performed to a really high level.
How pleasing was it the way you kept the foot down, especially with how last week ended? That third quarter was huge and didn't let up.
Yeah, we're making sure we're not wasting a day or a session or a game or a quarter to get better. And 7 out of our last 8 quarters have been outstanding in the way that we want to play. So as I said, we think we're starting to build. It's 1 week in. We've still got enormous growth. We know the type of teams that we're coming up against in the last 3 weeks, which is exciting for us. They all produce opportunity for us to showcase some of the development and growth that we've had. So we're looking forward to those challenges and the Western Bulldogs next week.
It looked like there was a bit of security around the bench near you and then going towards the huddle. How aware of you with that beforehand or during the game? Got a bit of a smile on your face? What's sort of
Yeah, a little bit. Got a bit of a smile. But look, the AFL just taking all the precautions that they need, and I think that's what we need in our game. And after last week, we just put our hands in the AFL and just a little bit extra this week.
You sort of say that's what you need. Is it a little bit ridiculous that that's what we need in a game?
Oh, I think yeah. But at the end of the day, I said I don't want to take away from the game of football. We've got passionate supporters. We've got passionate people that love our game, and sometimes people just go a little bit over the top. But we address it. We keep moving forward, and we find the solutions needed. And the AFL have been fantastic this week.
You say it's not about you, but just the way your players have backed you, and I think it speaks to the post game, the way they played today. How good does it feel? When it clearly would have been a tough week, even if, as you say, it's not all about you.
Yeah, look, obviously we've got a really tight group, a really connected group, and they also understand the process that we're going through about what we're trying to do. So when the players have got clarity and they understand it, they're passionate about getting it better as quick as we can. And as I've said all along, we're in a hurry as a football team to get to where we want to get to, and the players know it, so we'll just keep going about our work.
The fans would have been pretty happy with Jai Cully. He looks pretty exciting.
He does, yeah. Obviously, he's an incredible story, Jai, of resilience, and that's what we love about him. He's worked incredibly hard. And he came to us over the pre-season. Obviously got delisted at West Coast. Came to us and he put in an enormous summer, and then got picked up really late on the SSP just before the season. So we were rapt to get him. He trained incredibly well, and he's had an outstanding season. And the last probably 10 weeks, we've been able to develop his game as a wingman at VFL level, because we think he's got an enormous aerial game, and you saw that today. It was pretty exciting. So we've got Harvey Langford on one wing and Jai Cully on the other with an aerial game the way they have. It's exciting, and I thought all our younger players showed their growth today.
Is that something you take this back end of the season, like they're not necessarily easy games, but that you can take into next year, the way they're taking leaps and bounds, maybe like you saw with I think in the Jackson that 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, absolutely. We've invested a lot into the draft in the last 3 or 4 years, and we know we need to transition our team in certain areas, and Caleb Windsor today on the inside. He went back to VFL to develop that part of his game for 3 weeks, comes into the AFL, and now 2 weeks in you can see him starting to grow in that position and make a difference for us. So we'll continue to develop our young players. As I said, we've gone to the draft, and we'll keep bringing him back into the positions that we think we need him to help our team. And today you saw 2 guys in Caleb Windsor, Jai Cully and Harvey Langford do that.
You've got the Dogs, Hawks and Pies to come. You can shape the top 8. Is that the aim?
Well, the aim's to keep getting better as a team. We know the type of opposition we're playing against. We're looking forward to that opportunity because that gives us an opportunity to showcase some of the development and growth that we've had. And we're looking forward to that. And we're looking forward to the Dogs next week.
Rich is one of those guys that's got floated, not by you guys, but has been named in terms of trades, those sorts of things, kicks a few today. What's been your view on him? Because obviously it was a bit difficult for him earlier in the season too.
Yeah, look, Fred is a highly valued player. These trades get floated everywhere. I'm not sure where they come from, but he ain't going anywhere. He's a Melbourne person. He's Melbourne through and through, and he's worked incredibly hard on his game the whole way through the season. And we recognised him during the week and celebrated him for the growth that he's had. And he's gone away, worked incredibly hard, and he's starting to get the rewards the last 6 or 7 weeks.
Were you able to have a laugh when he stubbed his toe 20
Well, I haven't seen that too often. He's a beautiful left foot normally. Had a bit of a laugh that it lobbed on Jacob's chest pretty much. Thanks guys.